Welcome, Irish fans, to another broadcast of Irish Baseball, brought to you by the Irish Diamond Club on the Irish Sports Broadcasting Network. Coming to you live from Foxworth, Mississippi, where the St. Patrick Fighting Irish are taking on the West Marion Trojans. First district game for the Irish. The Irish record going into this game is 4-0. Go ahead and give you the lineup real quickly. Hopefully you can hear me over the PA. Batting in the number 1 spot, Brennan Gio. He's at second base. Batting second, number 22, Josh Wood. He's in left field. Batting third, number 16, Spencer Slyman. He's at first base. Batting cleanup, number 27, Peter Holland. He's in right field. Batting fifth, number 10, Bo Bratton, and he's catching. Batting sixth, number 1, Blaze Butterich. He's at shortstop. Batting in the 7th slot, Jamie Lusenberg, and he's at third base. Batting 8th, number 3, Matt Jones. He's in center field. And batting 9th, Chet Rodriguez. He's a designated hitter for Aaron Broadus, who's pitching for the Irish. So that's the starting lineup for the St. Patrick's Irish. We'll give you the lineup for the Trojans as they come up to bat. All right, Brennan Gio steps up to the plate. Get things started for the Irish. First pitch is a called strike. One and one to count on Gio with Josh Wood on deck. Pitch is low and outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Hopefully everybody enjoyed the first game we brought to you. Junior Varsity wound up tying it up at 7. Game was called due to time limit. Low and outside pitch, count goes 3-1. Counts 3 balls, 1 strike on Gio. Called strike. Count goes full. Colby White, the pitcher for the Trojans. Pushes that one out of play. Count still full. Here comes the 3-2. Gio grounds that one down to second. The second baseman can't handle it. So Gio will get things started with a get on base on a fielding error on the second baseman. Brings up number 22, Josh Wood. No outs. Josh Wood yet to receive a pitch. Pushes that one out of play on the right side. So the runner was cut down at second base. Wood hit it right back at the pitcher, and the second baseman was able to make the play out at second base for the first out of the inning. Spencer Slyman now comes up to the plate. It'll break and pitch. Just misses on the outside for ball one. Peter Holland on deck for the Irish. Swing and a miss. Pitcher's got some good velocity. Hopefully you can see that on your screen at home. Pickoff move over to first base. Gets away from the first baseman. Looks like Josh Wood makes it down to second base, but like he might have got hit by the ball. Coach Berger going out to check on him. Thanks, Kim Harrison, for letting me know that we had some connectivity issues on the first game. I think we've got those issues resolved. Give you a shout out. Appreciate the heads up. Hopefully everything's coming to you live now. You may want to give me a text back and let me know if things are coming back now. Wild pitch. Hopefully Wood can get back to the base, and he does. Somebody's out there can give me a text and let me know whether I'm coming to you live or not. Swing and a miss. You can text me at area code 228-209-0232. I would appreciate to let me know how we're coming to you. We're reaching out to our fans. So Slyman goes down swinging for the second out of the inning. Brings up number 27, Peter Holland. Hopefully we're coming to you live, and everybody can call strike on Holland. That one's pushed foul. Holland calls time. Sorry, I'm kind of figure out if we're even live right now. If somebody's out there and tell me whether I'm live or not. I'm trying to check us on YouTube to see if we are live. Two outs. I believe the count's 0-2 on Holland. Fouls that one.
Go 2-7.
Holland waits the 0-2. One man on. And Holland goes down swinging. I'm watching to end the inning. We leave one man stranded. No runs, no hits, 2 errors. That ended the bottom half of the first inning. Still no score. We'll take a quick break and be back for more Irish baseball on the Irish Sports Broadcasting Network. All right, we're back. Dawson Robbins starting things off for the Trojans. Fouls his first pitch away. Somebody out there could let me know if we... Seems like the end of the junior varsity game got cut off. Maybe missing the end of the game. My apologies. We had some connectivity issues. Pitch is high and outside. 1-1 to count. Still no score. First district game for the Irish. That one's fouled out of play. 1-2 the count. Pitch is just a little outside.
You got it, Aaron.
2-2. Aaron brought us on the mound. Bo Bratton behind the plate. We went around the horn earlier. Little wild pitch. Count goes full. Here comes the payoff pitch for Broadus. Got him watching. So Aaron strikes out the first batter. Trace McNabb, the next batter up for the Trojans. Just a little low. I'm going to go silent when they play the walk-up songs because it's a little bit too loud for the broadcast. It'd be just nothing but noise. So, swing and a miss. I will give us a break from the loud walk-up songs. Pitch is low and outside. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Nobody on, no score. Called strike. Count goes to 2-2 on McNabb. And McNabb goes down watching as well, so 2 up, 2 down for the Irish. Brings up number 5, Colby White. First pitch was low and outside. 1-0 the count. Called strike. Bras really popping that mitt tonight. That was low and outside. 2-1 to count. Pops that one up high over third base. Jamie Lusenberg loses that one in the night sky. I was watching that when it went way up in the night sky and lost it. First pitch, swing and a miss. So that'll be a base hit right in the infield. 0-1 to count. Jacob Boone called strike on the outside. So brought us ahead in the count with 2 outs, 1 man on. Here comes the 0-2 from Broadus. Just a little low. 1-2. Swing and a miss. So Broadus. So no runs, 1 hit. No errors. Broadus scored 3 strikeouts and 1 little hit in the infield. High pop up over to by around third base area. So after 1 complete inning, no score. We'll be back for more Irish baseball on the Irish Sports Broadcasting Network. Top of the second inning, Bo Brad's going to start things off for the Irish. I'd like to give another shout out to Kim Harrison for letting me know we're coming through loud and clear on the Irish Sports Broadcasting YouTube channel. Appreciate it. Another shout out to Emily Berger. She's at home watching. Nice little breaking ball. Just misses. Swing and a miss. I believe the count's 2 balls, 1 strike if I've got my corrected. See if the umpire gives us a heads up here. Not this time. Swing and a miss. So Bratton goes down swinging for the first out of the inning. Brings up number 1, shortstop Blaze Butterich. I was a little bit high behind in the count. Let's see if Blaze can get things going for the Irish here. Low and outside, ball 1. Called strike. It went off right before. 2 balls, 1 strike to count on Butterich. Swing and a miss. Count goes to 2-2 on Butterich. Butterich takes one low and inside. Count goes full. Matt Jones on deck. So Butterich waits the 3-2 from White. Swing and a miss. So Butterich goes down swinging for the second out of the inning. Brings up Matt Jones.
Number 3, Matt Jones.
Low and inside pitch to Jones.
Go, Matt.
Swing and a miss. Count goes to 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, nobody on. Jamie Lusenberg on deck. Swing and a miss. From this vantage point, you can definitely see the action that the pitcher's got on his pitches. A lot of velocity, and he's got some good movement on it. So Jones goes down swinging as well. No runs, no hits, no errors. Headed into the bottom half of the second inning. Still no score from Foxworth, Mississippi. We'll take a quick break and be back for more Irish baseball on the Irish Sports Broadcasting Network. Dylan Rain starting things off for the Trojans. First pitch was fouled away. High pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike to count on Rains. Skinny, if you want to give me a text, let me know you're out there watching. You can text me at 228-209-0232, and I'll give you a shout-out live on air. So let me know who I'm giving the shout-out to, where you're watching from, and we'll take care of it. Ground ball down to third base. Lusenberg stops it, but not able to get up in time to make the throw over to first. So the runner's safe. Brings up number 4, Josh Miller. Miller pushes that one foul on the right side. Strike. 0-2 the count. One and two the count on Miller. 1 man on. Fouls that one out of play. One ball, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. So Miller goes down swinging for the first out of the inning. Cyrus Thompson now in the box for the for the Trojans. Strike. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. The Irish are home on Friday. We play Pearl River Central. Only 1 game, varsity game at 5 p.m. It's also Shamrock and the Coast. And alumni get in free. Batter must have got hit by the pitch because I only had 2 balls and 1 strike on him. So runners on first and second. Kevon Alford batting for the Trojans. First pitch is outside. Like I was saying, Friday night, 1 game, 5 o'clock varsity. It's alumni night. Alumni of Sacred Heart, Notre Dame, Mercy Cross get in free. And Shamrocking at the Beau Rivage. Schools, one of the school's major fundraisers. Molly Ringwalds will be performing. Good cover band. Very entertaining. I believe the tickets are available online. They're $100 a couple. Must be 21 to attend. So Broadus walks Alford and loads the bases, and that'll bring out Coach Berger to have a word with Aaron. The Irish Got one out. Clay Blocker on coming up to the plate for the Trojans. Sorry, getting all tongue twisted. And Saturday we travel to Poplarville. JV and varsity game, 11-1. So bases loaded, one out. First pitch is low and outside for ball one. No score. Broadus working from the windup, and the pitch low and outside, 2-0. High and outside, 3-0 the count. Nowhere to put him. Batters count. Here's the 3-0. So Broadus will walk in the first run for the Trojans. Dawson Robbins now the batter for the Trojans. Robbins steps up, bases loaded, and only one out. Low outside pitch. Number 3, Colton Yawn, according to my Max Preps roster for the Trojans, is a courtesy runner. 1-1 to count. Pitch is high and outside. Robbins struck out his last time up. Low and outside. Count goes 3-1. Bases loaded, nowhere to put him. And Broadus walks in the second run for the Trojans. Trace McNabb now at the plate for the Trojans. Called strike. Fouls that one over the press box. 0-2 to count on McNabb. That pitch is low and outside. 1-2 the count. Called strike on the outside. So McNabb goes down watching for the second out of the inning. Colby White, the batter now for the Trojans. White's the pitcher. He got on a little real high pop-up in the infield. Lusenberg lost it in the dark sky out here. Pitch was just a little low, didn't get the call, so 1 ball, 1 strike to count on White. Bases loaded, 2 outs. That's going to be another strike right there. Really nice pitch, had a lot of velocity on it. Let's see if Broadus can get us out of this with no more damage. Here comes the 0-2. Ground ball right back to Broadus. He'll make the throw over to first for the 1-3 put out to end the inning. Trojans leave 3 men stranded, 2 runs, no hits, 1 error. Going into the top of the third, the Trojans lead the Irish 2-0. We'll be back for more Irish baseball on the Irish Sports Broadcasting Network. Jamie Lusenberg steps into the box for the Irish to get things started at the top of the third inning. The Irish trail 2-0 to the Trojans. Swing and a miss. Chet Rodriguez on deck. And back to the top of the lineup. Called strike. Rodriguez, the designated hitter for pitcher Aaron Broadus. So Lusenberg will go down watching for the first out of the inning. Brings up number 9, Chet Rodriguez. Swing and a miss. Irish have got to get these bats hot. Called strike. Quickly count goes to 0-2 on Rodriguez with Brennan Gio, top of the lineup, on deck. So White cuts down another Irish at the plate. Second out brings up Brennan Gio. Gio reached on an error his last time up. Pitch was just inside. 1-0 the count. Gio fouls that one out of play. Not sure how that happened to come off and it's starting to rain. Folks, if it gets too bad, we may have to cut this broadcast due to rain because I'm outside exposed to the weather. That pitch goes behind Gio. 1-1 to count. Looks like it came just a little flurry. I don't see any rain getting on my equipment yet, but we may have to cut this broadcast, folks. So if we go off the air without any notice, that's what's happening. I don't think it's going to be enough to kill play. That pitch was high and outside. But I've got electronic equipment that can't get wet, so my apologies if that happens. And Gio lines that one down to first base for the third out of the inning. So 3 up, 3 down, no runs, no hits, no errors. Going into the bottom half of the third inning, the Irish trail the Trojans 2-0. We'll be back for more Irish baseball, hopefully, on the Irish Sports Broadcasting Network. All right, Jacob Boone starting things off for the Trojans. Base hit over shortstop. Jumped on the first pitch. Aaron Broad still on the mound for the Irish. Dylan Raines now in the box for the Trojans. He reached on an error his last time up. He's dead. Bo Bratton catches a runner stealing at second base and cuts him down. Excellent throw. Blaze Butterich was there awaiting the tag. Pitch was a ball, was low and outside. Bratton blocked it up and picked it up and threw it down to second. That one's fouled out of play. 1-1 to count. Pitch was just a little low. 2 balls, 1 strike to count. Goes to 3-1. Called strike, a low and inside. So count goes full on Raines. See if Aaron can get this batter out. Pitch is low and outside. So Broadus walks Raines, brings up to the plate number 4, Josh Miller. Not sure where I'm getting the interference on the, could be a electrical circuit here. Hopefully it's not too bad on the receiving end. Called strike. Swing and a miss. 0-2 the count. Miller struck out his last time up. That was low. One ball, two strike to count. So Miller strikes out again. Second out of the inning. Brings up number 22, Cyrus Thompson. He was hit by the pitch his last time up. So one man on, two outs. Pitch was down in the dirt. 1-0 the count. Hits that high pitch, popped it up over first base. And Slyman is bumped by Gio, a miscue there. Really bad miscue. Not sure, there's definitely a communication error. Slyman was waiting and Gio come over and bumped into him, knocked him. So definitely a costly error for the Irish. That we've got runners on the corners with two outs. Don't know if you could see it in your field of view there. Kavan Alford now the batter for the Trojans. Low and outside, ball one. Call strike. That one's hit out of play down the left side. Got everybody up out of their seat. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Alford walked his last time up. That'll hide outside. 1-1. 2-2's the count. Low and outside brings the count to full. The Irish should be out of this inning. A miscue down on first base with Slyman and Gio. That pitch is in the dirt. Loads the bases for the Trojans with 2 outs. Clay Blocker, the catcher, headed up to the plate. So Blocker steps up with bases loaded, 2 outs. Pushes his first pitch out of play on the right side. The pitch low and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike to count on Blocker. Swing and a miss. Nice pitch by Broadus. Pitch is just a little upstairs. Count goes to 2-2 with 2 outs. Bases loaded, nowhere to put him. Strike out here would be awesome. Here comes the 2-2. Blocker pushes that one into the backstop. Here comes the 2-2 from Broadus. Just a little outside. Count goes full. Everybody will be moving on this pitch. Here comes the payoff pitch from Broadus. Everybody's moving. Hit down to shortstop. Butterich will make the 6-3 put out the end of the inning. So the Irish keep the Trojans from scoring any extra runs. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error. Headed into the top of the 4th inning, the Irish still trail the Trojans 2-0. We'll be back after a short break for more Irish baseball on your Irish Sports Broadcasting Network. Welcome back, Irish fans. Josh Wood starting things off for the Irish. We're 2-3-4 in the lineup. Wood reached on a fielder's choice his last time up to bat. See if the Irish can get things going here. Colby White still on the mound for the Trojans. Clay Blocker still behind the plate. First pitch was low and outside for ball 1. Not sure where I'm getting the interference. Hopefully it's not too terrible for you guys at home. Might have fixed it right there. Yeah.
Good eye, Woody. Good job.
2 balls, no strikes to count. So Wood takes a walk. Start things off. Spencer Slyman now, the first baseman, up to the plate for the Irish. Pitcher steps off the rubber. Outside pitch, 1 ball, no strike to count on Slyman with a runner on, no outs. Peter Holland on deck. Another outside pitch, 2 balls, no strikes, the count. And the Trojans coach will have a word with their pitcher. First district game for the Irish. The Irish record thus far this season is 4-0. Defeated Stanislaus, Pass Christian, West Harrison, and we beat Pass Christian again.
Go, Spencer.
Call strike. The Irish were trailing past Christian on Saturday until Peter Holland hit a... That was on West Harrison, was it? Past Christian, Peter Holland hit a grand slam to bring the Irish back to a victory. We're trailing 5-1 in the 6th inning. Bases loaded and hit one deep over the left field fence. That one's foul out of play. 2-2 the count on Slyman. Here comes the 2-2 to Slyman. Swing and a miss. So Slyman goes down swinging for the first out of the inning. Brings up number 27, Peter Holland.
Go, Peter. Base hit, baby.
Swing and a miss. 0-1 to count with one out, one man on, with the catcher Bo Bratton on deck. Called strike, low and outside. Count is 0-2. Irish badly need some base runners. Don't have field dimensions on this field, but it's definitely shallower than St. Patrick is. Swing and a miss for the second out of the inning. Catcher Bo Bratton coming up to the plate now with two outs, one man on. Swing and a miss. Shortstop Blaze Betterich on deck. Swing and a miss. 0-2. This may be the fastest pitcher that I think that the Irish have faced thus far. The pitch is low and outside. Stolen base for the Irish. So that'll put a man on second base with two outs. 0-2 the count. 1-2. Pitcher takes a look over at second base, steps off. Outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Man on second base. See if Bratton can get things started here for the Irish. Rally on 2. And White makes the move to second, but no throw. Here comes the 2-2. Swing and a miss. So Bratton goes down swinging We leave one man stranded. No runs, no hits, no errors. The Irish still trail the Trojans 2-0 going into the bottom half of the fourth. We'll take a quick break and be back for more Irish baseball on the Irish Sports Broadcasting Network. Welcome back, Irish fans. Robert Starks now on the mound for the Irish. Aaron Broadus put in 3 innings of work. 3.5 innings of work. So Dawson Robbins starting things off for the Trojans. First pitch, base hit past shortstop for the Trojans. Trojans pitcher has 10 strikeouts thus far and is pitching a no-hitter. Trace McNabb now the batter for the Trojans. McNabb has struck out twice. I think that's a foul ball. So 0-1 to count to McNabb. Low inside pitch goes for a ball. One and one. McNabb shows bunt. Bunts that one down to third base. Lusenberg makes the throw over to first, and the runner takes off, but nope. Lusenberg having to field the ball. The runner rounded second and headed to third, knowing that there was nobody covering third. Slyman made the throw to, I believe it was Butterich, and the runner is safe at third. So one away, one man on third. Colby White, the pitcher, coming up to the plate now for the Trojans. I know those bases of first and third are just out of your field of view, but that's what happened. So White steps up with one out. Hits that one to deep center. Bounces it off the fence. Another run comes in for the Trojans. So a double for Colby White, the pitcher. Extends the lead The Trojans 3-0. Colby White will get a courtesy runner in number 14, John Mahaffey. There's no C in there. Mahaffey. Jacob Boone, the batter. That one's fouled down third base. 0-1 to count.
Let's go Irish!
That pitch is down in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. That one's lifted out into left field and just goes foul for strike 2. 1-2 the count on Boone. Man on second base. Irish to get out of this inning and get the bats hot to get some runs on the board. Like I mentioned earlier, it's the first district game. 2-2 the count on Boone. Three balls, 2 strikes to count on Boone. 1 out. Ground ball down to shortstop. Slow hopper. Butterich makes the throw over to first. Gets away from Slyman. And another run comes in for the Trojans. So E6. And runners at second base. Boone. Dylan Raines at the plate now with only 1 out for the Irish. The Irish need to stop the bleeding here, play some defense. The errors have hurt them. Ground ball down to third base, and Lusenberg will tag the runner as he goes past. But the runner is safe at first. So 2 outs. Man on first. Up the plate now, Josh Miller. Miller has recorded 2 strikeouts. And he has 1 strike on him now. Two Ks. The pitch was low and inside. 1-1 to count. High and inside. 2 balls, 1 strike to count.
You got it, Robert.
Bryden blocks that one up to keep the runner at first. Count goes to 3-1 on Miller. Need an out here. Starks delivers to the plate, high and inside again. So Miller will take a walk. That'll put runners on first and second with 2 outs. Cyrus Thompson steps up to the plate now for the Trojans. Thompson reached on an error his last time up. Errors are hurting the Irish. That ball's hit out into right field, right at Holland. That'll end the inning. They leave 2 men stranded. Two runs, 3 hits, 1 error. Going into the top of the 5th inning, bottom of the 4th inning, my bad. Bottom of the 4th inning, the Irish trail the Trojans 4-0. We'll take a quick break and be back for more Irish baseball on the Irish Sports Broadcasting Network. Waiting for the press box to kill the music. Starting things off for the Irish. Number 1, Blaze Butterich, the shortstop. First pitch is called strike. It is the top of the 5th. Oh, 2 quickly the count on Butterich. Butterich fouls that one away. Colby White still the pitcher for the Trojans. Here comes the 0-2. Chops that one down into the Trojans' dugout. Here comes the 0-2 from White to Butterich. Butterich goes down watching for the first out of the inning. Matt Jones now in the box for the Irish. The Irish desperately need to get things going here with the bats. No hits thus far. Jamie Lusenberg on deck. Jones fouls that one into the backstop. 0-1. Chops that one foul. Quickly the count goes 0-2 on Jones. Nobody out. Nobody on, 1 out. Here comes the 0-2 to Jones. White cuts down another Fighting Irish for the second out. Brings up third baseman, number 21, Jamie Lusenberg. Called strike on Lusenberg. White hasn't come down on his velocity or his action. 12 strikeouts thus far. And 1 strike away from number 13. Let's see if Lusenberg can break his streak here. So that'll be 13 strikeouts for Colby White. Headed into the bottom of the 5th inning. The Irish trail the Trojans 4-0. We'll take a quick break. Be back for more Irish baseball on the Irish Sports Broadcasting Network. Bottom of the 5th inning. Number 9, Kevon Alford. Called strike on the inside. Robert Stark still on the mound for the Irish. Alford has walked twice. Swing and a miss. Count goes to 0-2. Pitch is low and outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count on Alford. That pitch is down in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count. Count goes full. So Alford draws a walk from Starks. Brings up number 17, Clay Blocker, the catcher. Blocker showing bunt. Pitch gets away from Bratton. And Alford makes his way down to second base on a pass ball. One ball, no strikes to count. Inside, just misses. 2-0. That one's good for a strike. 2-1 to count. Another. All right, new pitcher for the Irish, Jamie Lusenberg, moves over from third base to the mound. And Starks moves over to third. 2 men on, no outs. The Irish trail the Trojans 4-0. Let's see if Lusenberg can get something going here. And Lusenberg hits the first batter. Not a good way to start. Robbins will show and bunt. So now that loads the bases for the Trojans with nobody out. Trace McNabb up to bat for the Trojans. So McNabb steps up with no outs. Bases loaded. That pitch is down in the dirt for ball one. Ground ball down to shortstop. Butterich bobbles the ball, makes the throw over to third to try to cut the runner down at third and throws it away. A run does come in for the Trojans. Colby White now the batter. The pitch is outside. Bratton blocks it up. 1-0 count to White. Wild pitch comes off the backstop. 2-0 the count. Ground ball down to shortstop. Here comes the throw at home. And Bratton makes the play at home for the force out. For the first out of the inning. Bases remain loaded. John Mahaffey, courtesy runner for White on first. Jacob Boone at the plate for the Trojans. Swing and a miss. 0-1 to count. Ground ball down to third base. Starks makes the throw over to second. So another run comes in. Will be cut down the runner at second base for the first out of the inning. That puts runners on the corner. Dylan Raines now the batter for the Trojans. Called strike. So 2 outs, man on first and third. The Irish trail 6-0 to the Trojans. Swing and a miss. Here comes the 0-2. Just a little low and outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Just a little high. 2-2 with 2 outs. That pitch will make it full.
So Jamie!
Here comes the payoff pitch from Lusenberg. Ground ball gets in the gap between first and second for another base hit for the Trojans. Scores another run. So Boone with a base hit and an RBI. Josh Miller, Josh Miller at the plate now for the Trojans. High and inside, ball 1. Two 2-0 the count on Miller. 2 men on, 2 outs. Pitch is outside. 3-0 the count.
You got this, Jamie. You got it.
Called strike.
Good pitch, Jamie.
3-1. Ground ball down to shortstop. Butterich comes up with the throws the ball. One hoppers gets away from Slyman. Two more runs come in for the Trojans. Runners on the corners. Kavan Alford now at the plate for the Trojans. Miller makes his way down to second base. 2 balls, no strikes to count on Alford. Pitch was just a little high. 3 balls, no strike to count to Alford. Called strike. Ground ball down to shortstop. Throw from Butterich is in time for the 6-3 put out to end the inning. Trojans leave 2 men stranded. Get your stats here in a second. So I believe the Trojans have scored. Got some problems with our game changer stats. 4 runs at least. 4 runs. They had the bases loaded several times, and we walked in a couple runs, I believe. Don't hold me to that. Trying to recall the whole inning, but the Irish trail the Trojans 9-0 going into the top of the 6th inning. We'll take a quick break and be back for more Irish baseball on the Irish Sports Broadcasting Network. Chet Reed steps up to the plate for the Irish. Hits that one out into center field. Right at the center fielder. For out number 1. Back to the top of the lineup, number 2, second baseman Brennan Gio in the box for the Irish. Chops that one foul on third base. Oh, 0-1 to count on Gio. That was good for a ball. 1-1 to count, 1 out. Josh Wood on deck. Called strike on Brennan Gio. Count goes to 1 ball, 2 strikes. Chops that one foul again down third base side. Here comes the 1-2 from White. And Gio punches that one down to first base. Line drive for the second out of the inning. Josh Wood, number 22, up to the plate for the Irish. Called strike on Wood. Swing and a miss. Here comes the 0-2. Chopper hit it down to shortstop. And Wood's going to be safe at first. High chopper. Shortstop threw that one away. So Josh Wood is safe at first. Brings up Spencer Slyman, first baseman. Two outs, 1 man on. First pitch is inside. Another one on the other side. 2-0 the count. Peter Holland, right fielder on deck. High and outside. Count goes 3-0 on Slyman. And Blocker steps up to talk to White. Quickly back to resume play. Called strike. 3-1 the count on Slyman. That one gave me a little scare. Come right back at me. 3 balls, 2 strike the count on Slyman with 2 outs. Josh Wood on first. Wood reached on a E6. See if Slyman can keep things going here. Here comes the 3-2. Hits that one down in the second baseman, stops it from going out in the outfield, but that'll put runners on first and second with 2 outs for Peter Holland. Holland has had a good stick thus far this year. Mentioned earlier, a grand slam on Saturday. The pitch was low and inside. Maybe Holland can break us out of this slump right now. Swing and a miss at a high fastball. 1-1 to count. Here comes the 1-1. Nope. White decides to step off. White's taking his time before he comes to the plate. Here comes the 1-1 to Holland. Swing and a miss. Count goes 1 ball, 2 strikes on Holland with 2 outs, 2 men on. Holland waits to 1-2. Here it's on the way. Check swing gets Holland at the plate to end the inning. We leave 2 men stranded. No runs, no hits, 1 error. Going into the bottom of the 6th inning, the Irish still trail the Trojans 9-0. We'll take a quick break and be back for more Irish baseball on the Irish Sports Broadcasting Network. Those two at-bats for Slyman and Wood were scored as hits last inning, so White does not have a no-hitter according to our stats. First pitch was outside. Called strike. 1-1 the count on Clay Blocker, the catcher. Just a little low and outside. 2-1 the count. That's going to be a base hit for Blocker out to center field. Dawson Robbins now headed into the batter's box. Colton Yawn, courtesy runner for Blocker. Pop up, that's going to go foul. 0-1 to count. Pushes that one out of play on the right side. 0-2 the count on Robbins. Low and outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. I don't know where that one was. It looked good from here. That'll make the count 2-2. Called strike. So Robbins goes down watching for the first out of the inning. Trace McNabb, the batter now for the Trojans. The outside pitch called strike. That was just a little high. Outside. 1-1. Nice little breaking pitch falls in for a strike, called strike. Count goes to 1-2 on McNabb. I think McNabb liked that one. Changed his mind on it. 2-2 the count on McNabb. And McNabb goes down swinging for the second out of the inning. Colby White now helps up to the plate. Pitcher. He's had a good night, unfortunately for the Irish. Pitches on the outside corner for a called strike, 0-1. Pitch is just a little high. Kind of trailed on him at the end of it. 1-1. Another little low outside pitch. 2-0 the count. 2-1 the count, I'm sorry. Ball's hit out into left center. I'm sorry, right center. I think it falls in for a base hit. Had my fields wrong. That was out in the right center. Yeah. So runners on first and second for the Trojans with number 23, Jacob Boone. Swing and a miss. Line shot down to third base, gets by Starks out into left field. And here comes another run for the Trojans. Colby Yawn, the pinch runner. And folks, that's going to be ball game. 10-run rule. So unfortunately for the Irish, tough pitching battle. Colby White has had about 13, 14 strikeouts, and at one point had a no-hitter going into a no-hitter. So the Irish took one on the chin tonight. It'll be a long bus ride home for the Irish. The Irish play at home. He has 14 strikeouts, 1 walk, and 2 hits. So a good night for Colby White. Not so good for the Irish. But hey, it's the first loss of the season. The Irish have had a good start. They need to keep their chin up, keep at it. 5 errors on the Irish tonight. That'll kill you right there. So from Foxworth, Mississippi, the Irish were defeated by the Trojans 10-0. The Irish are at home. Pearl River Central, I believe, is the team we're playing on Friday, 5 o'clock, 1 game only on Friday. And then we travel to Poplarville on Saturday for JV and varsity games 11 and 1. So we're all done here in West Marion. Catch us on Friday for more Irish baseball on the Irish Sports Broadcasting Network.